This evening, tragic toll, a weekend marred by road fatalities. Police rescue females held against their will in Cuyuni River Backdam. Ministry of Labor and local council collaborate for mechanic training in Region 2. In the region, Haiti violence. Several killed as gang opened fire on protesters. And internationally, China's government seeks to limit online gaming access for children. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for August 28, 2023. I'm Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. The past weekend unfolded with a grim reminder of the dangers that lie on our roads. In a series of harrowing events, 8 lives were tragically cut short in road accidents across the country. First up, a devastating accident involving a motorcycle, 2 cars, and a truck on Unity Public Road, East Coast Demerara, resulted in 3 fatalities and 2 individuals being hospitalized on August 26. The victims included 21-year-old motorcycle driver Elisha Pilu from Unity, his pillion rider Raymond Rose, 21, from Supply Mahaika, and Sean Prasad, an occupant in motorcar PGG 9823. Investigations revealed that motorcar PGG 9823, driven by 21-year-old Balram Tukunat, was traveling east on the northern driving lane of the Unity Public Road, while motorcar PAD 171, driven by 37-year-old Keon Stout, was on the opposite lane behind a motor lorry. The driver of motorcar PAD 171 alleged that the motorcycle, which had no lights on, overtook him and collided with the right side of motorcar PGG 9823. This collision caused the vehicle to spin twice into the path of motorcar PAD 171, leading the driver to veer left and ended up in the southern driving lane parapet. The impact resulted in the motorcyclist and the pillion rider being thrown off of the motorcycle. They collided with the right side of the lorry and fell to the road, sustaining injuries. Sean Prasad, seated in the front right side of PGG 9823, was pinned down, and another occupant in the rear seat suffered injuries due to the collision. Public-spirited individuals transported the injured parties, including the motorcyclist and pillion rider, and the occupants of the car, to the Georgetown Public Hospital. Unfortunately, the motorcyclist, the pillion rider, and one of the occupants from the car were pronounced dead on arrival. Medical examinations revealed injuries, including a punctured spleen in the occupant seated in the car's back seat, and the motor car's driver was admitted with cerebral concussion. Both drivers of motorcar PAD 171 and the motor lorry are in custody as investigations continue. The incident remains under investigation. We tell you now that just past midnight on Sunday, another fatal motorcycle accident on the number 11 public road in East Berbice, Quarantine, resulted in the death of 19-year-old Rahul Tukur. The incident involved 2 motorcycles, CJ 2552, driven by the now deceased Rahul Tukur of Angois Avenue, New Amsterdam, and CL 4458, driven by 24-year-old Keon Williams of Fort Ordnance, East Ganji, along with a pillion rider, 18-year-old Lennox Reed. Both motorcycles were traveling east on the northern drive lane of the number 11 public road at high speed. According to Williams, Tukur undertook the motorcycle, resulting in a collision that caused both riders to lose control. Tukur collided with a GPL lamppost on the northern side of the road, while Williams and Reed fell onto the road surface, sustaining injuries. Tukur was found unconscious, while Williams and Reed were aided by bystanders and transported to the New Amsterdam Public Hospital. Tukur later succumbed to his injuries during medical treatment, while Williams and Reed were treated for their injuries and admitted for observation in stable conditions. Both motorcycles were impounded at the Central Police Station for examination by the licensed certifying officer as investigations continue. Continuing on our coverage of road fatalities over the weekend, 4 teenagers tragically died in a fatal accident on Resource Public Road in Canal Number 2 Polder, West Bank Demerara, during the early hours of Sunday, August 27. The victims include 17-year-old driver Devanand Singh from Providence, East Bank Demerara, 19-year-old Amisha Jaikaran from Lagrange, Old Road, West Bank Demerara, 18-year-old Devian Narain from Kitty Georgetown, and 19-year-old Daniel Chaibani from Lagrange, West Bank Demerara. The incident involved motorcar PAE 5773 driven by Devanandan Singh and a parked motor lorry. Enquiries revealed that the motor car was traveling at high speed along the northern side of the access road when the 17-year-old driver lost control, colliding with the rear of the parked motor lorry. The collision also led to another impact with a concrete fence north of the public road. 2 occupants were pronounced dead at the scene. At the same time, the driver and another passenger were transported in an unconscious state to the West Demerara Regional Hospital, where they later succumbed to their injuries. The bodies are currently at the Ezekiel Funeral Home awaiting post-mortem examinations, and investigations into the accident are still ongoing. Stick around when we return. Police rescues female held against their will in Cuyuni River Backdam, and Ministry of Labour and local council collaborate for mechanic training in Region 2.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. This is what I could do here.
Let's start improving your child grades today. Register for our primary or nursery department. Hidden Treasures, we're located at 204 East Half Charlotte Street between Camp and Alexander. Or contact us at 649-0373.
I can call them now.
Hidden Treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Backdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
All we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Ranks of the Ghana Police Force in Bartica responded to a report of females being held against their will at Big Hope Backdam in Region 7. On Saturday, August 26, the team arrived to find 4 females, a 22-year-old from Industry East Coast Demerara, a 36-year-old from Golden Grove, and 2 Venezuelan nationals ages 24 and 30. They all appeared in good health with no visible signs of violence. During separate interviews, the 22-year-old revealed that she had sent voice notes recording detailing her ordeal. She explained that she had been brought to Big Hope Backdam under false pretenses by an individual named Bobo who had promised her to work as a bartender. However, she soon realized her employer's intentions were to exploit her. After attempting to leave, she was forcibly returned by Bobo's wife and held against her will. A male relative of Bobo's then instructed her to engage in sexual activities to clear her rent. The two Venezuelan women admitted to working as sex workers and renting space at Bobo's shop. Efforts are underway to locate Bobo, his wife, and his brother-in-law. The rescued females are being transported to Bartica for further interviews and screening as investigations are ongoing. In other news, the Ministry of Labor's Board of Industrial Training has joined forces with the Evergreen Paradise Neighborhood Democratic Council to launch a 4-month motor vehicle servicing and repairs training program for residents of Westburg and Dartmouth in Region 2. The initiative aims to equip participants with skills needed to become licensed mechanics, enhancing their employability and entrepreneurial prospects. Minister of Labor Joseph Hamilton emphasized the significance of acquiring diverse skills in today's society, particularly with the array of opportunities available. Minister Hamilton encouraged participants to pursue compatible training programs and highlighted the government's commitment to collaborating with village councils, organizations, and stakeholders to expand training initiatives nationwide.
What we are doing is coming into communities to really have this conversation with them, to develop programs with NDCs, with town councils, with regional councils, with other partners. We have training programs being done at Gaisuko. We have training programs being done Linden Technical Institute, that is the Board of Industrial Training. And we have done, over the years, several training programs with the Essequibo Technical Institute.
The training program offers valuable knowledge and provides participants with necessary toolkits. The government's efforts, channeled through the Board of Industrial Training, expand beyond this initiative with ongoing training programs in various regions and partnerships with institutions like Gaisuko and Linden Technical Institute. Don't go away after the break. Panama Canal transit restrictions to continue for at least 10 months. And Haiti violence, several killed as gang open fire on protesters.
Problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit. And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and poise cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, fried spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you wanna know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Backdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Churchgoers in Haiti have been shot dead during a march to condemn gang violence. Witnesses says 9 marchers were killed as gang members opened fires with machine guns in the town of Canaan on the outskirts of the capital of Port-au-Prince. Al Jazeera's Alex Beard reports.
Armed with machetes and batons, hundreds of churchgoers marched through the town of Canaan on the outskirts of Haiti's capital Port-au-Prince. They want to rid the area of gangs. Protesters searched homes and a suspected gang member was beaten to death.
This machete is to cut off the heads of those who are making the people leave their homes because these gangs make our lives unbearable and destroy the country. We will stop it.
I came to preach to the gangs to change their lives because this violence is not good.
But as this group marched through the town, the gang that controls the area opened fire with machine guns.
The gangs are shooting at us. I'm looking for shelter.
Local rights groups say many people were killed and dozens wounded, and some people were kidnapped. Some have accused the organiser of the march of being irresponsible, saying parishioners with machetes were no match for gang members armed with assault weapons. Gang violence has grown out of control in Haiti. Up to 80% of Port-au-Prince is now under the control of armed groups. This year alone, 2,400 people have been killed and nearly 1,000 kidnapped. Fed up with the surge in violence, some people organised a vigilante movement in April that targets and kills suspected gang members. A spiralling pattern of violence, and every day members of the public are increasingly paying the price. Alex Beard, Al Jazeera.
A major traffic jam of one of the world's most important transit routes may extend longer than expected. More than 100 ships are stranded on either side of the Panama Canal due to low water levels following months of drought. Al Jazeera's Alexandra Rampieti reports.
This large backlog of ships is piling up outside the Panama Canal. It's one of the world's major global trade routes and is facing its worst drought on record. That's forcing cuts in the number of daily crossings from an average of 40 ships to 32 and limiting some of the loads they carry. The manager of the canal's waterways say they're facing unprecedented conditions as climate change is making the tropics hotter and dry spells longer.
It all started in the last quarter of 2022, in full rainy seasons, when we got low rainfall followed by a dry season that started in December and has continued since for about 8 months.
And that's because this 80 kilometers long engineering system of locks and lakes that connects two oceans is actually above sea level and doesn't run on ocean water. It relies on these artificial lakes whose water levels have become perilously low and that also supply Panama City and its 1.5 million citizens. The canal is estimated to use almost 3 times the amount of water used in a city the size of New York, which means rainfall is key to replenish and operate the waterway. Some analysts fear the backlog at the canal could lead to emptier shelves and higher prices around the world. The local Shipowners Association says it's time to build new reservoirs and expand land cargo transit to deal with the new normal.
The canal itself, it's basically a water management company, and they're doing what they have to do and the best efforts to deal with the situation, because this is global. You know, the El Niño phenomenon is not new. It's got to keep happening. What might happen is that it might be longer during different terms. It might be more severe as we're looking at it now.
Back at the canal headquarters, Murillo and his team are monitoring water levels around the clock. Canal authorities say they will maintain current restrictions for at least 10 more months.
The coming months will be key because the dry El Niño season might become stronger, right when we statistically expect a greater amount of rainfall.
But while saving water might keep the canal operating, albeit at a reduced rate, only major changes to its infrastructure can ensure it will remain viable in the future. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera, Panama.
Internationally, China is seeking to restrict internet access for children to curb their addiction to online content. But critics of the plan says limiting access should be left to parents, not the government or technology firms. Al Jazeera's Cuyuni Yu reports.
Liu Yiwei and Hu Shuiyan are 9 years old. They both have their own tablets and smartphones and are used to being able to spend as much time as they like on them. But this may soon change. In an effort to combat internet addiction, Chinese authorities have proposed a plan to limit minors' access to the internet through mobile devices. Yiwei's father disagrees with the policy.
I want my son's childhood will be happy, without stress. In his spare time, after doing homework, he can do what he wants. It isn't necessary to give him restrictions.
If implemented, children under 8 would be allotted 40 minutes a day. Those aged 8 to 15, 1 hour and 2 hours maximum for 16 to 18-year-olds. Usage between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. would be banned.
This isn't the first time Beijing has moved to regulate internet use for children. In 2021, video game access was capped at 3 hours per week. And last year, those under the age of 16 were banned from live streaming.
The proposal would also manage the type of content children are allowed to view, limiting so-called immoral or negative material. Other governments are also exploring ways to make the internet safer for children. Police in Denmark have established an online patrol unit, while British regional police have partnered with a gaming company to detect harmful interactions online.
Children, because of their vulnerabilities, because of their lack of wisdom, and the lack of ability to control their own impulses, are more susceptible to how the app is designing to capture engagement and continuous usage.
But Eric Lim says more government control is not the answer.
Is this a symptom? That means basically this usage of smartphones and this addiction to smartphones, is it a symptom of something deeper in our society?
Hu Shuiyan uses her tablet primarily for school. Her parents worry time limits will reduce opportunities to learn online.
Coercion will only make them more rebellious. As parents, we are responsible for teaching children self-control and to recognize what is good and what is bad.
A job they say is better left to them and not technology companies or the authorities. Cuyuni Yu, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. that's Save TV2 Headline News for this Monday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.